Hey YouTubers, Muskrat Jim here. Welcome to Block 1 of the Pathfinder certification course in Self-Reliance. Let's go find a little spot where I can set out my kit. Okay, so in this block we have to assemble a 10-item kit that's going to be used for the duration of the course. So let's unpack and see what we have. The 10 items should match the 10 C's of survivability, and the first 5 should map to the 5 C's of survivability. So starting at the left, we have a cutting tool, which is my knife, a combustion device, which is a ferro rod, cover, which is my tarp, canteen, which is my container, and some assorted cordage. Now, moving on to the balance of the 10, we have the candle device, which is my headlamp, followed by the cotton, which is a bandana, my compass. It's not a mirrored one. I'll probably end up replacing that later on in the course. Cargo tape, and the final one is a combo tool. And for the combo tool, I've got this fisherman's multi-tool with some extra blades and tip, and then it also comes with a screwdriver set, a tool for adjusting the tension on the multi-tool, and I have a sail needle here, or a canvas needle. So in this exercise, we had to list the items in our order of importance, and also give at least 3 uses of each of the items in the list. So starting at the top is my knife, and with it I can build a better shelter, I can cut cordage, I can process small diameter firewood, make feather sticks, build wooden tools and weapons, process game and build traps. The only thing the ferro rod can do is spark a fire, but with fire you can get warmth, you can sanitize water, you can use it for cooking, drying your clothing or drying meat, you can use it for light, you can use it signal for help, you can deter animals at night, and you can use it to harden wooden points on tools and weapons. So I mean, the list just goes on and on and on, and that's only for fire. You can also use smoke to deter mosquitoes. You can use smoke to preserve meat. You can tan skins with it. You can mask the human scent, and you can also use smoke for signaling for help. The next one in my list of importance would be the tarp. And the reason for the tarp is that I need a quick shelter from wind and rain. The tarp can also be used as a ground cloth, as a rain cache, or to make a waterproof poncho. You can even cut it into strips to make other things like cordage or straps. Okay, so the canteen is next, and with it you can carry drinking water, or you can sterilize water from ponds, lakes, and streams by boiling. You can use the pot as a cooking pot. You can use the pot as a container to hold foraged berries, nuts, and other wild edibles. If I had a piece of tin foil, I could make a cover for the pot and use it to char some materials so that I can use it for fire building. Next on the list is a bag of various cordage. Now, cordage can be used for shelter building, traps, snares. You can weave a gill net. You can suspend food out of reach from bears, raccoons, skunks, and other scavengers. You can use fine cordage for fishing or sewing repairs. You can string a bow for hunting or a bow drill. You can make a bola for hunting. You can replace your bootlaces, your pair of snowshoes, wrapping tool handles. the list just goes on. And with the jute twine, you can fuzz that up and it acts as a great tinder. Now, as far as the other 5 go, they're pretty much self-explanatory. The headlamp can be used for signaling when it's in the flashing mode, or you can use it for walking around at night. The bandana can be used as a head cover or a scarf or a bandage. You can even, sacrifice it as charcloth. The compass, obviously, it's for navigation. And if it had a mirror on it, the mirror can be used for first aid reasons. You can see if you've got anything stuck in your eye, or do some first aid to your face or other parts of your body where you can't readily see. And if it had a magnifying lens on it, well, that can also be used for fire starting on a sunny day, obviously. The cargo tape, typically that's used for repairs, but you can also use it for an accelerant for fire, like it'll burn readily. And you can, repair your gear, repair your boots, that sort of thing. And the combination tool, well, it's a pair of pliers, so you can remove a hot pot from the fire. You can, there's a ton of things that you can do with that. And of course, the needle that's in there, you can use that for repairing your gear, and also some first aid. Like if you get a splinter or something, you can pick the splinter out, that sort of thing. And finally, the other thing we had to do for this block was to compare the survival kits of 3 individuals in the past. One was Otzi the Iceman. He was found frozen up in the northern Italian Alps there, back in the early 90s. And he actually died there, and his body was mummified under the ice probably about 5,000 years ago, like 3000 BC. And anyway, on his person, he had some various kit items, including a flint knife, a copper axe, a cloak that was woven out of tree bark. Let's see, what else did he have? He had a toolkit that had like bone tools and that sort of thing for sharpening his flint knife. And he had a fire kit, which included some flint and some tinder items. And oh yes, and he also had various bark containers, birch bark containers. So that's like the 5 C's right there. Another kit that we had to take a look at was that of the 18th century long hunter. They were like the mountain men of the 1750s, that sort of thing. And we took a look at what they carried. And again, they carried containers, a knife, an axe, an overcoat, cordage, and a rifle. Oh yeah, right, I meant to say that Otzi the Iceman, he had a weapon too. It was a bow and a quiver of arrows. And he also had a bowstring, so he had some cordage there as well. And finally, the last one we had to take a look at was George Washington Sears. Now, he went by the pen name of Nessmuk, and he lived, or he wrote, in around the 1850s. So, looking at the gear that he carried, again, he carried a knife, he carried an axe, he carried an overcoat, he carried some cordage, and oh yeah, combustion materials. He carried flint and steel plus matches, and going back to the long hunter, they carried the flint and steel. Matches hadn't been invented yet, or they weren't readily available, or something. Now these 3 guys, they all carried fire making materials from their day. So if they would have been around today, they would have carried probably a ferro rod and matches and a Bic lighter, because they're small and easy to carry and easily replaceable, and basically they're worth their weight in gold out in the outdoors. So anyway, all 3 guys carried basically the 5 C's of survivability. And you may ask yourself, why would they all care the same things, even though they were separated by so many centuries? Well, they were all men, and as men, we all have certain needs. We need to be warm, we need to be dry, we need to be fed. We need tools to help us modify our environments. So that's why they all care the same thing. So as far as the 5 C's of survivability go, these items are the ones that would be the hardest things to manufacture or reproduce out in the wild if you had absolutely nothing. So watch for block 2 in this series, entitled My Camp. So until next time, this is Muskrat Jim, signing out. For more muskrat survival videos, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe.